The following presentation of 21 The Podcast is intended for mature audiences. Viewer discretion is advised. Welcome into 21 The podcast where we talk about all the things that matter.
When I first started jacking off, I was doing it wrong.
Bugs don't normally bug me, but you know what? Bugs bug the shit out of me.
Like, this dude just showed me a picture of his dick. Never in my life has that been a way someone's introduced themselves to me.
Yeah.
Oh, he's from Freeport. Oh, okay. Yeah.
And of course, we play Blackjack. I'm your host, Drew, at Mr. Oh So Cool. Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
And the least qualified producer I could find, Marcos Morales, at Dirt City Studios. And here's a live view of today's guest. Again, thanks for tuning in to 21 The Podcast. Make sure you subscribe before you go. Other than that, enjoy the show. Bitch! Gotta love it!
Oh, yeah.
And that's how you know we're at 21 The motherfucking podcast. And that's also how you know that we are live. My name is Drew, at Mr. Oh So Cool, along with my producer at Dirt City Studios, Mr. Marcos Morales. Now, before we get too far into it, there's a lot of stuff I got to talk about. Now, one thing that we do here on 21 The Podcast is we take shots for money. Now, what you can do is you can go into that super chat, throw some fucking bread in there, and me and Marcos are going to take shots. I don't know if my man Jason is going to take any shots with us tonight. We're going to see how that plays out. But if you're not watching us live, there's also a link in the description where you can donate for us to take shots for you next show. We'll definitely shout you out, everything like that. If it's your first time here, make sure you scroll down, click subscribe. That's how we fucking do this shit. If it's not your first time here, I want to thank you for your continued support. Other than that, we're going to get into 21 The Podcast with my very special guest, Mr. Jason Rouse.
Hey.
Jason, how you doing tonight, brother?
Drew, how's it going?
It's going fucking great, bro. So I do want to let it be known prior to us getting into everything.
I know this talk. I know this talk.
So no. I'm not even going to get into that talk yet. I'm not going to get to that talk yet. But this is the first time that Marcos actually procured a guest.
Oh.
And so I haven't had much interaction with you prior to you actually showing up. So it's going to be a little bit different. And I'm just interested. It's kind of like a social experiment to me. This entire thing is a social experiment to me. So I do want to see how this fucking works out. Yeah. Because Marcos is a bit, I won't say a bit, he's a lot more metal than me.
Yeah.
And so
That's nice to say.
Y'all seem to be in cahoots with the metal.
Yeah, there's not a lot of conversation about it. He knows that I'm going to see him at the same shows that I'm going to be at.
Right.
Most definitely.
Right.
Yeah, it's a tribal thing for sure.
Yeah.
You know, wherever you go in the world, it's they have a metal community. That's one thing I noticed about going to European rock festivals and seeing people from all over the world coming together, but they all smell and look the same.
Right.
Yeah.
That's interesting that you had to add smell into it, though.
Yeah, there's a certain odor to a
to a metalhead.
Yeah.
I believe it. I do believe it.
In Canada, we were called, well, specifically in my hometown, skids. They called you a skid if you were a metalhead. Yeah, like a scumbag, a loser, a skid, like a skid mark. Yeah, it wasn't good. I took offense.
Well, we won't call you a skid here tonight, bro. We will talk about the fact that you're from Canada. But before we get into it too much, Jason, what I have my guests do is I have them look in this camera, and for the people that don't know, tell them a little bit about yourself.
My name's Jason Rouse. I've been a stand-up comedian for just over 25 years now. I've done comedy in over 25 countries. I've been living here. Austin, actually today, is my first year anniversary after spending 13 years in Hollywood. I moved here a year ago today.
Nice.
And I'm loving it. I had a movie come out in July. It's out on Amazon. It's called Spare Parts. And I'm getting ready to release a special that I recorded in Denmark. That's been 2+ years. What year are we in? I think it's 3 years ago. So I've been sitting on a stand-up special for 3 years waiting for touring to open up to a certain degree.
Yeah.
And now I'm just rambling. I was supposed to be talking to the camera, let them know. And now I'm just saying, hey, how are you doing? Yeah. But yeah, that's about it. I'm from Canada. I've lived and toured all over the globe. I'm turning 50 on New Year's Eve, so I'm gonna be 50 years old at the end of this month, which is what, 2 weeks?
Yeah, yeah, man, it's fucking right here, bro. It's fucking right here on us, man. I don't know how December passed by so fucking quickly. It literally is just blown by. So there's a lot to pick apart in that.
Yeah,
it's
been a ride.
So you've been sitting on a comedy special for 3 years.
Yeah.
Because the 3 years have been so different than what, prior to that, do you feel like the material is still relevant?
Most definitely, even more so.
Yeah.
I don't know. Look at, maybe I had some foresight. I had some anxiety. I had something that was angst leading up to COVID that was in my head, and I really love the movie Blade Runner and Mad Max and these post-apocalyptic kind of futuristic kind of movies and things. So I wrote a monologue. I was actually in the car with Marco, and I called the guy I want to do the voiceover for it. So the opening monologue that I wrote 6 years ago is about a futuristic post-apocalyptic world. I don't get into the virus aspect of it, but it does state like segregation, these curfews and things like that. So when I recorded it, all the material that I had written didn't really have any shelf life. It was all very gross and stuff that would that didn't really have a timeline to it. Nothing really topical or regional. It was just me and my element being as vile as I possibly could in front of an audience of Danes, nice Danish people. Yeah, which have the Danes. I always praise Denmark, and I fucking love it there. They're the best. There's anyway. I won't get into that.
Because of the debauchery of it, or like, do they just not give a fuck in Denmark? Or?
They don't give a fuck in Denmark for real. For real.
Do you know who Action Bronson is?
Yeah, of course.
I've heard him.
Chef.
Yeah, I've heard him and Alchemist say the same thing about Denmark.
Really?
Like they don't. They don't give a fuck in Denmark. Like they like going there.
And I think because Norway and Sweden is pretty conservative. You know what I mean? Where Denmark has a drug market called Pusher Street. So there's a old military barracks from the 60s in downtown Copenhagen. And in the 60s, the hippies took over this abandoned military area and turned it into this fucking, they got a skate park in there and restaurants, and it's an anarchist village, and it has no laws. It's a lawless town. And they have an old jazz club that they've converted into a comedy club called the Christiania Comedy Club. Anyway, Pusher Street is a drug market where it's only marijuana based, hashish mostly and stuff. But anyway, Denmark has, because I think of the surrounding countries are relatively conservative, and more so in places like Norway and Sweden. Denmark takes it like, well, fuck you. They're kind of Texas that way.
Right.
Yeah. Denmark's Texas. Denmark, that's why I really dig Austin. It has a lot of fucking like Copenhagen and Austin. You'd be walking around, okay, no cowboy hats, but bicycles. Yeah. Get rid of the cowboy hats and throw bicycles in there. And everybody has a great ass. Anyway, it's the fucking...
Well, okay. With that being said, is Austin the place that you spent the most time in Texas, or have you visited other spots in Texas?
No, I've probably been. Is Pflugerville north?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. I went up to Houston to do Skankfest at the secret comedy, secret club or something, secret club. Anyway, and we drove from there up to Houston. But I'm like I said, I'm 50 years old at the end of this month. I've never driven a car in my life.
Really?
I've traveled around the world. I've had a phobia about it, and I've never pursued even a license.
Okay. All right. Hold on. So, man, we're just gonna keep getting into fucking crazy shit. One, let me ask you this.
And I sold. Oh, I can't even. Okay. Anyway,
we're not gonna incriminate ourselves on 21 the podcast.
Damn it, I just started talking crazy. I didn't even see the camera. I'll fucking shut all this shit down.
Hey, bro, do you know how to play blackjack?
No, I know.
All right, we're gonna teach you right now.
Okay,
we're gonna teach you right now. So the rule is, there we go, Marcos. Marcos is on his shits tonight. I said on your shits tonight. I said on it. So the main objective of the game is to get closer to 21 without going over than the dealer. I'll be the dealer in this situation.
Are you just putting cards?
I just put cards out there.
Yeah.
Now, numbers are numbers. Face cards and tens are tens. Aces, we'll get to that if we need to.
Okay.
So, like I said, you want to get closer to 21 than I do without going over.
Sorry, and aces are how many?
Either 1 or 11.
1 or 11.
Yeah.
So it's a wild card.
It's a wild card. Yes. All right. So we'll go through your first hand, and I guarantee you, after your first hand, you'll know how to play.
Okay.
So your first card is a jack. So that's worth 10.
Yeah.
Now I don't show this card. And your second card is an 8. So you're looking at 18 altogether, right? And I'm showing a 7. Now what you can do is you can hit or you can stay. When you hit, you draw another card with the risk of going over with an 18. Or you could stay right there and see what I have under here.
I'm going to go with a hit.
You're going to hit on an 18.
Yeah, I want 21, right?
Yeah, but without going over.
So what are the...
So there's either a 3, a 2, or an ace.
I'm going to risk it.
You're going to risk it.
Yeah.
Hey, man, I can't stop you. Are you sure?
Seems like the type that would risk
Yeah.
All right. And you bust with a 5 at 22. Now, I had 17. I would have got that 5 had you have stayed, and then I would have busted and you would have won.
Yeah.
But you're into risky business, I can see.
Yeah.
Just off the fucking bat.
The only thing at stake is my ego here. If
If
there was a loaded gun on the table and a scorpion walking across, I'd be a little more...
That's my idea for the next episode. I was thinking.
Scorpion and a gun?
Yeah, I would just I would rack, like I'm going to have a 9mm Glock racked, chambered, loaded, and whoever wins... We'll see what happens beyond
like Deer
that.
Hunter. Do you know Deer Hunter?
Yeah, I never. That's a movie, right?
Yeah,
I never watched it, but I do know
terrifying.
the whole premise.
It's very good. It's a great film.
Okay, well, you know another great film that I've heard of, and just everybody kept telling me to watch. I watched last night for the first time. No Country for Old Men.
I haven't seen it, but I've also Oscar winner.
Cinematically, great.
Yeah.
Tommy Lee Jones, great. Story wise, I've seen this story a million times. It's a
Coen Brothers movie.
Is it?
How
Marcos?
could you see
Yes.
Coen Brothers? Yeah. Their stuff is so around the bend narrative. Like, I don't know what was that.
What else did they do?
That country western one about
Raising Arizona.
So everything's country western with these
Not
guys.
everything.
They did this guy where he breaks down the wall. He's like a shooter. A country western film. It's like the story of Billy Bob. Something.
Oh, right. I didn't see that one.
Billy Bob Thornton?
No, I want to say Billy
No.
Bob. It's some sort of Gomer Pyle-y kind of thing. Anyway, I love especially the dark humor that they sometimes show in those films. I haven't seen Old Country for Men.
Yeah.
I like it.
I could see why a lot of people like it, but because of the time it came out. But
it was actually shot in the area where I grew up, so that's another reason I like it.
Also, another thing I want to talk about just before we go too much farther. Have you ever had to? Do you know what a tumbleweed is?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've seen a tumbleweed.
In real life, right?
Yeah. It's the weirdest shit.
Bro, I wanted to see a tumbleweed my entire life because cartoons.
Yeah.
Exactly. I recently went to the Grand Canyon and I'm driving back, right? And we
go across the road
and we stopped to take pictures and I see a fucking tumbleweed and I look at this tumbleweed and I see it and I'm like, holy shit, it's a tumbleweed. So I go to grab it These motherfuckers have thorns, bro.
Yeah.
All across. I had no idea.
Yeah, it's a saw blade.
My hand was fucking covered in.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, okay, I don't like fucking tumbleweeds
Yeah.
anymore. This is a fucking nightmare.
Can you imagine being on a picnic and taking like a herd of those to the back?
Right. They're just coming at you.
Porcupines rolling after you while you're trying to have your soup.
Yeah. It's like, fuck ants. Like, tumbleweed is the main threat of a picnic.
Hold on. Who brings soup on a picnic?
Who doesn't? Who
brings
doesn't?
soup?
In a thermos, bro? That's what they're built for.
I thought that I went hard on the soup. And I knew that one wasn't going to slide.
Oh my god!
Hey, I'm a soup fan.
I like a good soup.
I wouldn't take a tomato soup to a picnic though, unless even if I would have taken grilled cheese, because grilled cheeses are going to be a little soggy by the time you actually get to them.
Yeah, but then you make a sandwich with lettuce and tomato, and it looks like a fucking nun's cunt.
Really?
Yeah, it tastes worse.
Is that what all nuns cunts looks like?
Yeah, like stuffed with lettuce and.
So it's an Audi vagina. All nuns have Audi vaginas.
Well,
huh?
it's
Wizard sleeves.
They're always shoving shit in it to get back at themselves because they hate God.
I've
Out of
seen The
spite.
Exorcist.
Yeah.
I know what
Yeah.
they do with those crucifixes.
Okay, speaking of hating God, I was honestly I was trying to save this for later in the podcast, but I have to just go there. So it's Jason Rouse, 666 on all social media.
Yeah.
Why is that? One, because it's your name.
There was other people that shared my name, and I really just decided if I'm gonna have to define myself on the internet, it would be in a enemy, adversary. I don't care what your conversations are on this medium. I don't carry. It doesn't carry weight with me. I want it up close and personal.
Right.
So it's a very quick way. You throw a couple sixes, 3 6s on the back of something, and some people completely respond to it negatively or out of curiosity, but it really separates me away from the people that I have really no interest in engaging in any way.
So you made a deal with the devil, to get
I did.
fame on the internet.
Look at me. Have you seen my life?
No. Fuck the deal with the devil. Is this like is the devil your God?
There's no devil. It's just I'm nothing. This is not even happening.
Really?
It's all a hallucination.
What brought you to that realization?
Well, I got tired of, I was in church for a number of years in the early stages of my life, and
Feel free to move that thing around, man. You ain't gonna-
I didn't have any. I lost faith, and I started to kind of look internally, opposed to outside forces for elevating myself. And being a satanic philosophies embody a lot of that kind of self work. Yeah.
So, what, if you don't mind me asking, and feel free to not answer, but what exactly was it that made you kind of lose your faith in it?
Going deep.
I just couldn't.
Hey, man.
I
Hey.
couldn't. I lost faith in people that were around me that were telling me one thing, and I was getting the opposite result. And I found that this short list of commandments under that umbrella was more palatable to my life.
Under the satanic umbrella.
Yeah.
How many commandments are there in the satanic umbrella? There's only 10.
There's usually, I think there's versions of it, but again, I don't go to meetings.
Right.
I've been, people reached out to me in various,
And I'm not trying to break you down here. I'm just
No.
you know what I'm
I
saying?
have no problem. I'm glad that you've taken interest. Again, like these are a series of questions that I don't really ask. The comedians don't even address it, or
Right.
they're not into what philosophies or ideas that make you tick, opposed to just being wacky and funny all the time. So there's a short list. Marco, you want to read? Pull up the...
Let's see what's
I've
up.
skimmed
All right,
over
let's
them,
see.
but they're all...
No.
Okay.
You don't want to read these?
No, I don't want to. One thing I don't want to do is fuck up my algorithm by searching satanic commandments.
Why not?
Two.
Do you know what they are? See, this is
no,
part
I
of
don't.
the ignorance
No,
to it.
no. But see, if when we mention ignorance, there's a disconnect only because
Why wouldn't you read it? Are you worried to be
No.
hexed?
No, it's not that I don't want to read it. I am interested in it, and I will find this out. But you're the guy that's on the satanic end of the spectrum. It's like it's not of my interest. You know what I'm saying? And also, like,
Well, part of your religious beliefs have separated you from Pandora's box.
I wouldn't say that. I just don't want to open Pandora's box. I don't invite Satan into my place because I do believe that the devil's real, and I believe that he has a lot of ill will for me. And
I don't believe in the devil at all.
really. So
Yeah.
then, but so it's more of a, like, you take it as more of a mockery of Satan.
No, I take it as more of a kind of framework to elevate and educate and improve myself, and not waiting for a fingers crossed, maybe he'll answer my prayers. I answer my own prayers.
So if you had to to name like your religious beliefs, what would it be?
Nothing. I don't even believe in religion in any of it. I think it's all superstitious, sad.
So when you put 666, do you think of it as like a shock factor?
You could, if people find that shocking, so be it. But it's more, it's a line. If people invest in these superstitious symbols and things like that and find power in them, then it's kind of working, I guess. I
Right.
don't know if that's how they want to perceive it.
And I only ask, bro, because there was a few. I was telling Marcos, I vividly remember, and a lot of times I'm in a drunken stupor when I'm on this fucking show. But I do remember saying at one point how I want to bring a bunch of different people on, and I specifically mentioned a devil worshiper. Not saying that you're a devil worshiper, but when I saw that 666 on there, it threw me a bit. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, but I had to ask. You know what I'm saying? It's just like I have no idea.
I have no. I'm pretty. When I got into this and this business, I made sure I had a clean slate with myself and society, and I continue to do that. And I have a free conscience. I sleep good at night.
That's all that fucking matters, bro. Hey, so we're gonna go to your second hand. We're gonna break this bitch up because it got a little dark. No pun intended. And your first card is a 4. Your second card is a 5. So you're looking at 9. And I'm showing a 5 as well. So you can either hit or stay.
I think I'm gonna risk it again. Am I being foolish?
No, you're not. With a 9, because the most you can get is a 10 or an 11. But you got a 4, so now you're looking at 13.
I'm gonna hit again.
You sure? So you gotta. So if you think about it, the most I can have under here is an ace, and then I have 6 or 16.
So I can pull from either of these spots.
No. This one's mine for sure.
Yeah.
But you ultimately want to think that this is going to be a 10.
See, my strategy is heavy. I'm trying to do math, but I realize now I'm learning.
Yeah. Hey, welcome to 21 the podcast.
Talk about devil worship and
I can
cards.
stay.
You're to stay.
Yeah.
All right. You sure?
No, now not the way you say.
Hey, man! I am in no way trying to influence your card pulling. You have 13 right there.
Do it, Jason. This is the devil.
We'll pull it. Pull it.
Give me the fuck you, Marcos.
Pull it.
Fuck you,
Sure?
Marcos.
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.
And you got an 8, so you got 21. But hold on 1 second. Because I got a 4 as well, so I'm showing 9. I got another 9, so I'm showing 18. Now in Vegas, they can't hit on this, but this is my fucking house. So I'm going to hit and I take an 8 and I bust. So you got 21 on 21, the motherfucking podcast.
And that's how they do it in Vegas? It's the same.
Kind of.
Yeah.
It's loosely based on that. Yeah, for sure. There's a lot of different rules here because I'm like, fuck it.
How does it work, though, when you're sitting at a table with 12 people playing this game?
They all get, so it's the same on my end. Like I don't show one card, but one card face up. Everybody gets 2 cards and they just go in a line with.
Is it always in that order, even though people are coming and going from those seats? It
Yep.
goes from the dealer to the left?
No, so it's the first from the dealer's perspective on the left all the way around. Then they get one all the way around. Then
Is
they
that
get
the
one.
law of the casino? You always start on the left? Okay.
Weirdly enough, you know,
I go through that casino. I just dump some money in the slots, and that's kind of it. I like to see the show aspect of it.
so you were asking about Vegas before. You sounded as if like you love fucking Vegas as much as I do.
Well, because I go during the porn awards.
Really?
Yeah, I think 2 or 3 years in a row I was doing shows at the AVN Awards.
Really? Like you were performing at the well, not performing at the you were
Yeah.
you were doing a comedy show at the AVN Awards.
So a friend of mine out of Los Angeles, I think he went to college or university in Vegas, Sam Tripoli,
We call it college here.
he's a yeah.
Yeah, we call it college here.
He's in college in Vegas, and anyway, he became a curator of all things filthy in Los Angeles. So he started doing this show called The Naughty Show, which was like co-hosted with porn celebrities, and they would do giveaways and all this stuff, and comedians and fucking rock stars would show up. It was packed.
What are they giving away in the porn industry?
Well, this is the thing, is Fleshlight had been the sponsor. So girls were getting like huge signing deals to Fleshlight live during the show. And I think at one time
Girls were flashlighting?
girls were porn stars were there, and they were on a short list of candidates for their vaginas becoming Robert signature pussies.
Yeah. Nice.
And all this stuff. So anyway, those shows became very popular, and during the because there were so many porn actresses hanging around the Comedy Store for like the first 5 years I was in LA, it was like I was like a little like, whoa, I wasn't even really heavily into the, like, oh, that's so and so and so and so. My friends would treat them like hockey players, like they knew all their stats.
Yeah.
She's with this. I'm like, dude, what are you doing?
Bro, I just saw a tweet. I think it was today. It was like they were talking about some porn star, and they were like, yeah, after she tore her ACL in 2007, and she was never the same. And it's like, how the fuck do you know these porn star stats like that? It's like, geez.
Oh yeah. I dated a few and heard that, like, they would tell me they had a special porn doctor that would specialize in like ripped assholes and blown out pussies.
You're kidding me.
Yeah, they have like a special doctor that tailors to the porn community.
Now, is this like a plastic surgeon, or is this like stretches?
I think he's probably got a short list of porn type injuries that he specializes in, but I'm sure there's a longer list than I could even bring up of, you know, until they mandated condoms in the porn industry in California. Everybody moved to Vegas, so
Right.
and became hookers.
I gotta admit, when I watch porn, if I see a condom on there, like I'm done.
It's weird, right?
Yeah, that's an odd thing. It's like that's not because you look
It's
at
cheating.
Right.
It's the tightrope.
Yeah,
This guy might die of AIDS.
like let's fucking try it out and
Yeah,
see.
yeah.
Like we love like
Yeah.
the chance of something bad happening is great.
It's part of the fun.
Is that what
Yeah.
it is? Yeah.
It's like you don't want to think, is this girl on birth control? Absolutely not.
I think because maybe when you're whacking off and you're in the situation that you're feeling what it would like to have sex with a condom on, and no one wants to fantasize about a condom.
Well, nobody wants to fantasize about consequences.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like I want there to be no consequences in this transaction.
That's definitely a part of the acting. I think, is risking your life like any tightrope walker, except it's over pussy. Fuck, what a way to risk your life for vaginas.
Seriously,
a lot
bro.
of men have killed themselves for less. And, but yeah.
Or for not getting it at all.
That's what I was going to say. I could almost bet most men, like, it somehow or another had something to do with pussy.
With making it to kill people over?
No, just dying in general. Like, you got to think of like the old New York like scaffold builders when they were building like the buildings and shit. It's like
showing off for women.
No, not even showing up. It's just like, hey, I have to earn money to get some pussy. So it's like,
oh yeah, because the
in
guy
and
can
of
go out in
itself.
the woods and like beat an animal to death and eat.
yeah, right.
And then after that, he's scratching his balls. He's got a heart on. He's
It's
like,
just like, oh shit.
I need some hole. The animals won't even look at me anymore. It turns.
Because they figured it out.
Yeah, they're like, that caveman down there, he's been fucking the squirrels. Okay? We need to get Adam and Eve in here to help this guy
This is a
out.
dangerous man in our jungle right now.
Yeah, you know, and you leave a man alone enough with anything that won't call the cops, he's going to come in it. Yeah, honestly, a piece of fruit with a knife hole in it,
Oh my goodness.
a mannequin arm with a chicken breast in it.
Oh my god.
Guys will
Such
fuck.
a good idea.
Yeah, guys are gonna fuck no matter what.
Guys, if you locked a guy in an elevator, just kind of lowered him a loaf of bread down once a week, and he was like pretty, Shawshanked out, and you threw a porno mag and a dead cat down the shaft into the elevator, that guy would fuck that cat.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and then eat it. That's the weird part.
Yeah,
is he'd
that's the
fuck it and
craziest
eat
part about it,
A
yeah.
guy would fuck a dead cat and eat it.
I mean, it would have to.
And the cool part about that is you got these split camera stuff here, and you
Mm-hmm.
get to sit in the observation room, and your friends, like the movie Saw, are all stuck in different elevators.
No, here's the idea, bro. What I want to do, there's a few permits you have to get. But if I had like a fish tank full of piranhas, right? And I like had a
Terrifying.
like a cat like just lowering down. It's like, donate now and we won't fucking kill this cat.
Oh my god.
I think we would get some good super chats out of that.
Yeah, you do.
But you don't fuck with cats on the internet.
No, I saw that. There's that Canadian guy, that French Canadian guy that killed all those cats and then murdered a bunch of people or something. Didn't he have a guy's head in his fridge?
No,
or
I
something?
think did he murder people or was it just murdering cats? Now I can't remember.
Yeah. I don't
know.
I know he killed cats for sure.
Yeah, I think he was stepping on them and crushing their heads and shit. Like
He
fucked
put
up.
one in like a vacuum sealed fucking thing. bro.
Probably suffocation, all that. I don't even like cats, but I'd put that guy's arms across this table and cut them off with a machete and
Yikes.
shove them up the ass.
So are these the things that you dream about?
No, dude,
Do you dream?
I used to dream. I used to have night terrors that I would shake so much that my bed would vibrate on the floor.
Really?
Either that or Satan was coming to kiss my forehead again and tell me everything's going to be cool.
God damn.
Malachi, Malachi, Malachi.
I think it's Malacock. Malacock.
He's very 2021 because Satan is a hermaphrodite. You ever seen him?
No.
He's got penis and breasts.
Really?
And a
Half
goat head.
man, half
I think
goat.
that's just
What size are
Baphomet.
these breasts?
They're decent.
Yeah.
You know, it's like any
Big C's, little D's range.
religious, what do they call them? Icons or
A deity?
deity? Yeah, because you'll see like the Virgin Marys and all the Jesus stuff.
I've never looked at Virgin Mary's titties. Now that I think about it.
They're
But
always,
She's
they're always
very
covered up.
cloaked. She's very cloaked.
Right.
That's why the nuns dress like that. They're trying to dress like Mary in all the paintings.
She was described to me very angelically, constantly.
The Virgin Mary?
Yeah.
So do you think and look, we're not going to get back on this topic, but
Are you trying to convert me?
No. But
I am
but I could
lost.
understand because I mean, you're 50 years old. So that means you were going to
Hell.
you were going to church in like the late 70s, early
Yeah.
80s.
Yeah,
and there was like a big push, and I could only assume, because I was raised Baptist. I could only assume that there was a lot more pushed on you guys at that time, and I could see how rebellious people would be like, this is all bullshit. Like, this isn't working for me. So it's like, this is the route I'm taking.
It wasn't like that. It happened actually more the separation happened more later in my life. I just was not really interested in anything, but I had looked at the moral compass that the Christian Bible had to offer, and the majority of it was common sense to me and applied to things that I already kind of had in place.
Right.
Had nothing to do with God. It was my mother, So
Getting into some Freudian shit.
I don't even curse in front of my mother, but on stage, it allows me to, quote, exercise my demons.
Yeah.
So you're saying about what I dream
Has
about.
she come and watched the show?
My mother's come to see my shows.
Nice.
We had conversation early in my career, as you can imagine.
Yeah.
She couldn't understand where these were being pulled from and why, and why I was going after these certain subjects. And I kind of explained to her that this was like a purge, a creative way for me to do a painting in the colors that I wanted to use, and not to be a menace to society at the same time.
So this was like your
Like any creative endeavor, this conversation, it's like to enlighten and elevate, meet new people you've never met before,
I wouldn't say that's just a satanic thing, though. I think that could just be based on just logistics, and like just being like a rationalist, a realist, anything.
When you travel around and you see people's how they live and what they find sacred to them, it varies. Mm-hmm. It varies.
Right.
Yeah.
No, for sure. I mean, different regions, like Minnesotans. Sorry if that's not what they call you. You guys are fucking weird. Anybody I've met from Minnesota has been a weird fucking person, and I can't imagine. But it seems like they've all gone through the same thing, which brings me to Canada. So
not doing so good right now.
When exactly did you leave Canada?
When I moved to England in 2000, I think December 2006.
From Canada.
From Canada.
And you'd been there your entire life.
I lived in Canada my entire life, from 71 to 2007, I think it was. Yeah, 6 or 7, December 2006. And lived in England for 6 years. And then I moved to LA, and I hated it. And I ended up...
You hated LA.
I hated LA. I had such a great experience living in London, England, for those years at the tail end of a massive comedy boom.
Yeah.
That allowed me to go to over 20 countries and talk to people all over the world, like from everything from Russia from Moscow to Johannesburg to Liverpool to Hong Kong to, Helsinki to Bergen, That's how I really wanted to gain an education, just by having the luxury that a lot of people I grew up with didn't. A lot of my friends were already having their second kids and stuff, and the idea of grabbing your passport and fucking off and talking to strangers and English around the world doing comedy was another world for them. So I made sure that every year that I'd done stand-up that I'd visited a different country. So,
do you feel like Canada put you at a handicap?
As a comedian?
Yeah.
No, because
don't laugh like that, Marco. So you're gonna make me break my laugh.
No, look, like it didn't, because I'm a Canadian comedian, and
right.
Canadian comedians. I don't know if you've seen Hollywood.
Oh yeah, I get it.
John Candy, Mike Myers,
Seth Rogen,
fucking Russell Peters, Jim Carrey, Mike
You even got
Myers.
Justin Bieber, man. You You got Drake.
He's not. Those aren't.
No, those aren't comedians, but they're Canadian.
I did audition for Degrassi with Drake. He was there with his mother when I auditioned
Say that
for
again?
that show. And I have other stories I can't talk about.
About.
Yeah, did you hear that?
Yeah, oh no, I heard
about?
it. I'm sorry. I need to.
Authenticated.
Wait. So you said you auditioned for Degrassi when Drake was there?
Yeah, Drake was in the waiting room with me with his mother. We were the last two to go in. I was auditioning to do. It was just one day on the show. Yeah,
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
So could you give us any hints of the stories you can't talk about?
About Dr. Dre coming to my house to buy
certain things.
rollerblades that I was selling.
Who didn't have rollerblades for sale in Canada?
I couldn't get rid of them, but I knew Dre was there was a talk. Yeah, no.
Does Canada have good rollerblades?
In Vancouver.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they got great rollerblades in Vancouver.
Bro,
BC rollerblades.
well, y'all, oh yeah, because y'all were actually y'all were some of the pioneers in rollerblades.
Well, especially the climate out there is really good for rollerblading. There's parts of Canada where just the environment.
But isn't Vancouver on the lakes?
On the lakes? No, that's up on the California side of the coast. See, you guys.
No, that's like Michigan, the Great Lakes.
You won't read my satanic Bible. You don't even know where my goddamn country is.
No. I know where the country's at.
Pull the
It's
commandments.
right
Let's
above
light this room up.
No. The lakes are right there in Michigan and Illinois,
Yeah.
and right over that is Vancouver. Or is that Toronto?
Toronto. You're on the
That's
wrong
Toronto.
coast.
Right. You're
Yeah.
over there by Alaska.
Yeah, it's like me saying that you're from Pasadena. It's in California.
Oh
Texas.
my!
It's not too far off. Pasadena, Texas isn't too far off.
But Pasadena. Is there Pasadena, Texas?
Yes, there is, sir.
Yeah.
No, but
There's little old ladies all over it.
what, in Pasadena, Texas? You're fucking crazy. There's money in Pasadena, Texas, bro. It smells like shit as soon as you
Old
pull
lady
in, but yeah, there's hella money in there.
Was it farming?
No, a bunch of chemical plants and shit, like Dow Chemical and fucking BASF, shit like that. Like literally, as soon as you pull into Pasadena, everybody knows if they're from the Houston area, if they're in Pasadena, just through driving through that motherfucker. Like you know where you're at as soon as you pull in. Like it's fucking crazy.
I knew when I was in Houston where I was at. That's a different animal over there. I was there for like 3 nights, and I'm walking around and I'm like, this place is fucking sketchy. You guys, everyone's like pretty relaxed. I'm like, my sixth sense of just traveling, you got to watch out. Pickpockets, fucking, or worse, kidney in a bathtub of ice.
Oh, it definitely depends on where you're at, especially like if you're doing comedy clubs like downtown in Houston. Like I'm assuming like through the 90s and early 2000s, like it had to be sketch as fuck. Like even in like
all those drug documentaries that are on Netflix now are about Houston in the 70s and 80s.
Right.
It was wild, man. Stuff.
Yeah.
The people were so fucked up that they thought, yeah, I'm going to outrun the cops. I got this. And they just go for it. And I appreciate that kind of confidence.
Yeah. Hey, you got to do it.
You got to do it. Mom, look, I'm on TV.
All right, bro. We're going to go to your third hand of blackjack real quick. And right after this, I got to take a piss. So we're going to sit at your break right after this. But we got to see because it's 1-1 right now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 1-1 right now. All right. So your first card is a 9. And your second card is a 10. So you're looking at 19. 19. You only need 2 more to get to 21, but I'm showing a 9 as well. There's only 2 cards you can pull that could help you.
The odds are bad.
Fuck. I'm going to stick my head out.
No.
Marcos,
I can't
shut
help
up,
it.
Marcos.
The devil's.
Marcos, shut
I
up.
know.
Shut up, Marcos.
And it
You're not
doesn't
the
help
devil.
because because of that,
God.
I'm always
Dang it.
I don't know if it was some trauma or something, but I'm always a risk. That's why I don't really even gamble or fuck with.
Can I give you some advice?
Yeah.
Don't hit it,
Okay.
but do what you want to do.
I just like pour gas
Marcos,
on it.
bro, I'm gonna fucking shoot you.
Oh, shut up.
I'm gonna shoot you.
So what can I?
You could stay. which is what I would advise.
I'm
But
gonna
if you want to
pull.
listen to the
I'm gonna
devil over
pull.
here,
I'm gonna pull.
you're gonna pull. All right.
Hail Satan.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and you fucking bust.
What was it?
It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. He hailed Satan, and I got 11, and I win with 11.
You want Jesus? Made
Yeah, I
you
want
win.
Jesus.
You won Jesus.
I do want Jesus.
No, won. You won it.
Oh yeah,
won.
Jesus won. Jesus wins
won.
all the time.
Jesus. Can I get some applause for Jesus?
Yes, and send it to break. Cause by Jesus, I gotta piss. Too low. I just want to say, for the record, ain't no demons in here finna get woke. Dewey Cox.
I'll when I leave, I will.
I don't want you to do anything when
I'll
you leave.
draw-
All I want you to do when
I'll
you
do-
leave is get home safe. That's it. That's it. I don't need any holy water over
you
here.
want-
Nothing like that. It's okay.
Do you guys want to step this up a little bit?
Oh my god.
I don't know.
Because I could probably do something pretty crazy with these cards.
I.e., like for example,
You're
what?
not gonna want to. No, you guys, you won't sleep. tonight.
Okay, then no,
yeah,
thank you.
you don't need any of that.
No, thank you.
You won't sleep.
What we were saying in the during the break.
Hello, governor. Right?
Yeah, righto.
Hello.
It's basically it's not my fear of the devil or anything like that, or it's not a superstition, but I do believe in the devil, and I just don't want that type of shit in my house. However, I do like learning about you. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and there's a different take on it that I may have never thought of. So that's live as fuck. But a great thing that you said during the break is that you're 6 years sober.
Yeah, December 31st, I quit drinking 6 years ago. Yeah, I didn't even like publicly talking about it. I never went to meetings or anything, and I'd quit 6 years. When I first started doing stand-up, 3 or 4 years leading up to that, I was like a disaster.
Yeah.
After high school, and then when skateboarding and BMX kind of faded out of my life, and I got into the party scene, and it just got to a point where it just wasn't fun anymore. And then in 93, I moved to Vancouver and started doing comedy in 96 with Seth Rogen. Seth Rogen and I were doing open mics in Vancouver at that time.
That's fucking nuts.
Yeah.
So, do you feel so? You weren't drinking at all during your entire comedy stint?
No, for the first 6 years, and then I moved to England, and it was like it was a different vibe,
Mm-hmm.
Like where I grew up, it was a steel town, 500,000, maybe 300,000 at that time. Blue collar factory, it was a gnarly place to grow up in the 70s and 80s, and. When I'd see that Grandmaster Flash video,
right?
Don't push me on close to the edge.
Yeah.
With Melly Mel, and I remember seeing that street corner in the ghetto, and I was like, that looks like my fucking neighborhood. Yet it was, I understood the ghetto-ness of where my life was. Hence, you're a skid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was like a classing.
Yeah.
And then I was a skid. It was fucking Metallica shirts, long hair, It was like vandalism and BMX bikes. And that was it. So, I lost my train of
Speaking my language over here.
BMX bikes and vandalism.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I still
Marcos
ride.
has never rode a
dirt
BMX
heads.
bike in his life.
I got one in my house.
God.
How many pegs did you have on your bike?
I was
Marcos?
more like
Yeah,
tuning
exactly.
into the
We're getting into
vandalism.
the nitty-gritty.
It was more tuning
Yeah.
into the vandalism.
We used to have the bar ends. You got to figure this is like 80, 86, 87. Around that time, we would terrorize the city, and take the handlebars and scrape all the cars at the lights all the way down, just fucking stripe them out, and then get in chases
Fucking
through
assholes,
the city. Dude, fucking brick through the window,
Goodness.
ride over, because Rad the movie had come out, and we'd seen guys riding over cars and stuff, and that was like, and have you seen the movie Gummo?
Yep.
Yeah, so it was like Gummo meets Rad. That's kind of what my childhood was like. A bunch of just trailer park
depressing.
kind of fucking Toxic Avenger fucking nuts. Anyway, but yes, went to Vancouver, and then I moved back to the area I grew up in, to Toronto, and went to school, and I got a scholarship to a college in early 2000. And then they tried to kick me out for misbehaving in
What'd you
comedy
decide
school.
to go to college for?
I got a scholarship.
No, I'm saying like subject.
Oh, the subject kind of picked me, where I'd been doing comedy for maybe, I think about 6 years or something at that time. And I was really like we were laughing about Canadian show business earlier, and it's kind of non-existent. And
Yeah.
I'd watched enough of my role models. Like Jim Carrey his A&E biography. I watched it over and over, and I'm like, that's the book. That's what you do. You do this, this, and this, and this. It gave me some sort of blueprint, because nobody in my family even played an instrument or was creative in that type. It was like, go work in the mill,
Right.
and that was the end of it. So, I lost my train of thought.
I always
again.
forget Jim Carrey's Canadian.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah, a lot of we slide in very seamlessly into
Yeah.
American.
That is true.
The abouts, they say, how you pick a Canadian out of a crowd is you throw garbage on the ground and he'll pick it up.
Ah.
But they're not as nice as we've been portrayed to be. I think that was a lost thing in our culture decades ago, because any Canadian that I've had come to visit me here in Austin have said the people here are genuinely twice as nice and friendly. People here are really nice.
Well, it's Texas too. Like this is a very polite state.
Yeah.
Like we grew up, yes ma'am, no ma'am, all type of shit like that. So it's just like it's that Southern hospitality
Yeah.
that I would always say ranks above Canada for politeness.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
No, I take no offense in that at all.
Yeah.
I've been here a year to the day, and a friend of mine, Yoshi Abayashi, he come to stay with me for a few days. He's a comic I've known for a number of years, and he said, I'm going to Chinatown. Do you want to come? And I'm like, Chinatown in Texas? I got to see this. And as I kind of pictured it in my head, it was a U-shaped strip mall with a grocery store in the middle.
All right.
And
not Kmart.
Kmart.
Is it Kmart?
Yeah.
It's Kmart.
No, not Kmart.
It's not Kmart, but
T-Mart.
it's T-Mart.
T-Mart?
Yeah.
Yeah.
T-Mart.
So I just finished rollerblading and went in there to get something to eat because I was really hungry. And I remember going in. I'm the only white dude in the whole grocery store. Everyone's super short. It's legit. It's really Asian.
Yeah.
I'm like walking around like a giraffe in this store. You want something off the top shelf? And I show up at the till, and they run my card after it was embarrassing. It was all cookies and junk food and some lychee juice, some other candied toys or something. And my Canadian card didn't work, and I politely said to the lady behind me, I'm sorry, I'll move this out of the way. My friend's going to be here in a minute. He'll square this up. I apologize. Lady behind me goes, don't worry about it. Put it with mine. Everything's cool. And I'm like, Canadian, so now we're doing Southern hospitality.
Like now it's a battle.
Yeah. And now she's getting pissed off because I can see her going, hey, motherfucker. She goes, this is what we do.
Yeah.
Like, hey, stupid. I don't appreciate this. Anyway, I was like, wow. Okay. This is really everybody's.
Texas.
Yeah, I really love that. And especially
Call
moving,
that a Mexican standoff.
it was
That's
totally
what
a standoff of politeness, and it was such a treat. And I've been told the story a half a dozen times, and you'd never moving from the bubble of Hollywood to Austin. It's like you do feel like an animal, a rescue dog, you know, where you've been in a very sterile, unnatural environment with a bunch of other nervous animals, and it has a weird vibration in the air. And here, it's really nice. I don't know how many times a young lady has smiled at me on her bicycle as just a polite gesture. And
Right.
I had to stop and just take a deep breath and look around. Was that for me? You know what I mean? I'm like,
Right.
I never get the smile on the bike.
Yeah.
I'm like, I get the bell and get out of the way, asshole.
Yeah.
But she gave me the smile. Yeah, really nice here. I love it here. Honestly, like I said, I've been all over the place, and I'd say Austin is top 10 favorite cities I've ever been to. And I plan on, I signed another year on my lease, and I did it confidently. And all the things that have happened in the stand-up community is all really here in this city.
Yeah.
At its best.
Yeah, I feel like the stand-up scene, the podcast scene, everything is literally, it's happening in Austin right now, but it's kind of like I wouldn't say like like how Hollywood boomed, because Hollywood boomed for the movie scene, everything like that, because they had everything out there, right?
There was a thick layer of ego over that boom.
Right.
This is a fucking farmer's market boom.
Mm-hmm.
We got a extra bushel of apples.
Way to say it.
Yeah, the fruit. It's all raw. It's all organic. It's all pretty green. There's no real rotten apples in the bunch yet.
Yeah.
Some fuckheads. There's going to be some sort of bullshit scandal just because there's so much attention here. So it's very easy to get trending stuff with the names that I'm not even going to go into.
Right.
And so there's going to be some fucking scumbags coming here for predatorial purposes of just...
I think they're
fucking
here
shit
already.
up.
I'm not sure who they are. I don't
HBO
think it's the big names. I don't think it's the big names.
HBO put in an office in Buda. Just down the street.
HBO's here. Netflix
I think more
is here.
sabotage
Yes.
for people behind the curtain, that haters.
Because literally,
haters.
it's Hollywood has kind of migrated here. So this is like Little Hollywood right now. Like this is an early Little Hollywood.
Yeah.
And it's gonna take a dark turn at some point or another. And it's probably gonna be what I predict. Not what I predict, but what I think is gonna happen is around the time when the housing market inevitably crashes. People are going to be scavengers out here.
We were talking about that cannibalism today,
Yeah.
actually. Like, my friends are going, like, how low do you think how long is it going to take before people... But listen, you look at history and the countries in Eastern Europe that were selling their kids off as steak during these...
famines.
Bro, that's
Yeah.
nuts to even think about.
Yeah, no one... It's like animals and kids is...
I don't think it'll get to that realm. At least not in my lifetime. I don't think it will.
Famous last words.
You think so?
I don't want to think. Why are you bringing up all this fucking baby eating shit for? You're the weirdo.
You know. Oddly enough, if you Google image search Jason Rouse, there's you eating a baby.
Yeah, it's true.
There's you eating a baby.
You know what? Do you want to
So
I know.
So hold on where we're going with this.
There's a cute story attached to that.
Oh, is it cute?
It's cute.
Let's hope so.
It's cute. I love the babies. They're great. My
Spirit cooking.
occasionally some photographers will reach out to me and interested in doing some photos, but like portrait stuff is so boring and shit. So in some cases, I'll look at their portfolio and see what their abilities are, and if they can do a clean portrait, then I'll kind of introduce a couple of props. And I try and make it as dramatic as possible because who gives a fuck about me? Like, how many more pictures of myself do I need?
Right.
And I've always loved this photographer, David LaChapelle.
Yes.
He's, do you know David LaChapelle? I've always loved his stuff, and it was always like bold, and the sets were very elaborate, but it was like pastels. It had a whole like Skittles and just boldness to it. But I always liked horror, and it's really easy to find blood. And when I found out my friend had a baby, I said jokingly, "Hey, can I cover your baby in blood?" And he said, "Yeah." He's a comedian. He didn't know any better. He was a young father who should have had a little self-respect for him and his new family. But I'm a bully, so I talked my friend to give me his infant and cover it in corn syrupy dyed stuff, and she was a trooper. It was all legit. The mother was there, and they handed me this naked little girl, and it was very high ceiling in this studio, and you had those big industrial fans. So when the temperature changes, it's abruptly. Those fans crank it out, and the heaters come on. Anyway, we do the shots. We do a couple of poses. I put this little crown on, cover this baby, and right at the last photo, she starts to shiver, and then just fire pisses like all over the floor while I'm holding her, and I'm like, that's fair. That's fair. That's that. We're even. I had that coming, and but I said, I go, look at, first of all, is graphic and is maybe over the top that it be to some people. At the same time, I know that little girl's going to be in flipping through a photo album, going, look at how neglected I was as a baby.
Right. They just let this random white man hold me and cover me in blood.
Yeah,
And
I think she's 12 now. I think she's got to be at least that. Yeah.
She'll
11,
be
12.
like the Nirvana baby. She'll come and get you later.
That's what I mean.
Right.
It's hilarious. It's hilarious. And she was a good model for baby blood. Yeah. Yeah, we did some stuff. There's some stuff on my website. I met this Vogue photographer in did you see the picture with Jesus pushing me in the wheelchair
No.
and I'm dying in a hospital? Have you seen those on my website?
No.
I don't know.
Andrew Andrew Volkers took these photos, and he was again a fashion photographer guy. Did all this high end shit, and we put a couple props. They covered me in white paint and put all kinds of prosthetics and shit. I like doing visual arts too with other creative people. I think comedy is like the people that I looked up to and loved were like larger than life.
Right.
You know, I always loved the stadium, Dice and Kinnison and
Dude, the fact
Eddie
that
Murphy,
you
Pryor.
his name is what's Dice's first name? Is it Andrew?
Andrew,
Dice?
yeah.
Andrew Dice.
His real name's Andrew Silverstein.
Yeah.
Of course it is.
Dice was one of his characters in a short list of. He used to do Nutty Professor. What's his name? Anyway, and then
I can't even think where. Like I felt like I knew Dice. I feel like it was from Curb, but it wasn't on Curb.
Entourage.
Entourage is
That's where
it
he
was
got
at.
that
Yes.
Quentin Tarantino, John Travolta
Yes.
boost, and they put him on that. He did a few episodes of Entourage. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
they
he
did
was.
that. It was great.
He was there
They
for
did
like.
Johnny's
Hey,
on
Dice.
Bananas.
Yeah.
It was Johnny
Johnny-
Bananas. It was. Oh, that was it.
Johnny's got bananas.
Yeah,
That's my favorite
that's
part
where
of that
it
whole
went.
show.
Yeah, no, Johnny Bananas was the best part.
Yeah.
Like I feel like, and it ultimately culminated the fucking movie. To be honest, like that's how it fucking came out. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's fucking badass, man. That you've been on some pretty good podcasts, like pretty big podcasts, and like
I did a TV show with Dice.
really,
Yeah, on Showtime. It's on my YouTube channel, but yeah, I'm only crowbarring that into the conversation because from being a fucking dishwasher in my hometown to being standing off stage listening to Andrew Dice Clay introduce you to perform on a television show that he's hosting, it was one of those kind of like, what the fuck?
oh, that's the Blue Show. The
Yeah.
Blue Show, right,
Yeah.
right. No, dude, that's pretty fucking epic.
I was stoked. It did really nothing for my career as far as asses in the seats, but I wanted to be at least, artists that have been such an influence and to show that like you can really take this to the top. You know, when you're selling out Madison Square Gardens,
Right.
you know, those kind of and doing that kind of comedy where people were protesting and
So you perform in MSG?
MSG?
Yeah.
What's that?
Madison Square Garden.
No.
Oh.
But Dice
Right,
would
right,
do
right,
there,
right.
and comics like that would do these large venues, but it was more of like a rock concert. You know,
Yeah.
Eddie Murphy raw, like
Yeah.
that's it.
Dude, I tell you what, I went to the two times ago. I went to Vegas. I went and saw Chappelle and Joe Rogan. They were headlining. Segura was undercarding, and a couple other people. I couldn't. We got there fucking late. Well, we got there on time.
What venue?
It was
Mandalay Bay?
No, it was the MGM Arena.
Okay.
And
is it 10,000?
No, it's 40.
40?
Not a
that's where I
fucking
saw-
empty fucking seat in there,
No,
bro.
Vegas does not care.
Bro, and there was like nobody had a mask on. Like
Yeah.
it was the first show
Yeah.
they had been back to Vegas since the fucking shit. Like, bro, epic.
Yeah.
It was fucking epic. We got there on time because we didn't see the door opens like thing on the fucking flyer or whatever. Got in line, got there. As Tom Segura went on, we were just grabbing beers. And so, like, bro, but to, like, walk in there after, like, everything that had happened prior, like, with the pandemic and shit, like, to walk in there and fucking sit down and see Joe Rogan and fucking Dave Chappelle.
It's
it
like
was
seeing
nuts.
Santa Claus when you're
Bro.
a kid. Everyone's like, oh, fuck, everything's cool.
Yeah.
Tell us. Please,
Yeah.
together.
Please tell us how
Tell
everything's
us.
going to be
Yeah,
okay.
good. Just voice of reason, please. The news, everybody in my family's on suicide watch or they're not talking.
Right.
You know,
Yep.
I have my mother on the phone, pretty upset because my brother's unvaccinated and he can't come to Christmas dinner.
We can't talk too much about the V word.
Yeah.
But how has that been a problem with your family?
You know, there's
Is she still in Canada?
yeah.
Yeah.
She's
There's like
fine.
a 2-week quarantine there still, isn't there?
No.
No?
They're telling you a bunch of stuff. You don't have to do anything.
Right.
I don't know. I'm a fuck you.
Yeah. I'm traveling out of the
That's why I
country.
moved to Austin. My
Right.
friends are like, but dude, I go, everybody here is armed to the fucking teeth. No one's coming.
That's a fucking fact.
That's a fact.
That's a fact.
We have.
I've seen it. I've been around you folks.
Yeah. And it's just like,
Very nice, by the way. You're lovely people. I really enjoyed here, and I respect it, and I'll support it. It's the only time I actually thought about contributing to the community, because I think a lot of people, I see large groups of people picking up garbage. I don't think they're under any kind of prison sentence. These are volunteers and people.
do they have an orange vest on?
No, I know those guys. So,
Yeah.
I know that's
Yeah.
a different thing.
Yeah, that's a different thing.
Yeah, but no. These I think the blue is like they keep
Yeah.
the trail kind of tidy and stuff, and everything's very nice. It's very nice.
No, Austin is a beautiful city, man.
It's great.
It's unfortunate that they didn't build better back then because, and I said they didn't build better back then.
Not build back better.
Right.
Okay.
Because there was nobody anticipated 10, 15 years ago, even before that Austin was going to fucking boom the way that it is right now. And so now it's going to get to a point to where it's like, first off, our highway system's fucked. Our housing situation is fucked. And it's just going to keep getting, I think it's going to get worse.
But you know what? In your favor, you got a lot of thinkers here. There's
That's
a
true.
lot of thinkers. There's a lot of fucking thought, long-term stuff.
Yeah.
There's like just the whole lifestyle has a very positive future. We're going to keep watering this plant because it's been good to us.
And you know what? Coming back to Denmark, actually, apparently it's been happening in a few other spots in the South here in the U.S. It's called a cap and stitch system, which basically takes the modern highway that we have right now, and the way they say it is they drop it underground, but that's not the case. They really build over it.
Yeah.
To where it's almost like a land bridge for animals. However, it's for people, and they put like a park on top of it, and then they have like, little cafes and shit up top. And I think that's going to be the best way to alleviate shit in some form or fashion, because if you go through the upper lower deck system of fucking Austin right now, it's just a nightmare. Like there's too many people here.
I think they're just waiting for some things to wear down so they can reset some of the
Well, that's how
highways.
our infrastructure is built here in America. It's built to fucking break.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I think
I
you're
guess
right.
it's their way to kind of manipulate the landscape, because when you tear down one bridge, it opens up some property,
Right.
And that property per square foot is $1 million.
Well, there's a famous square in Denmark right now that it used to be it was a 5-lane highway, like on either side, that went like through their downtown, but now it's completely like if you show a picture from 10 years ago to today, like it was a metropolitan fucking highway, and now it's just like a big open air, like grass and people hanging out there. It's a park, and like there's little businesses here
On
and there.
the upper level, like
Right.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's so many architects there. There's so many buildings there that there was a famous architect that for a tax break to the government, he built a Royal Opera House, and that looks like something out of
Oh shit, Dalton Schultz in the
Dalton
motherfucking building. Give him some music, Marcos.
Here we
Hey,
go.
continue,
He
Jason.
said-
We just get we just take shots for people that come in and super chat. And Dalton Schultz is one of our most loyal super chatters.
He's been here the whole show too. He was tuning in at the beginning.
Yo, shouts to Dalton, man. This has been a good show, man. This is fucking
Yeah.
the conversation is fucking awesome. Marcos, hey, be very careful pouring your shot and then hand me the bottle, please.
Whatever I want.
But what did he say?
Let's read what he says. He says,
Can you grab that for me,
shot
Jason?
for Jesus? I was
Shots for
praying
Jesus.
This dude would.
Thank you so much, sir.
Can we get a shot for Jesus? I was praying this dude would beat Drew for once, but he just had a hail Satan. It's over. He says you can't win cards because you hailed Satan in Drew's house. So
That's all right.
That's probably the truth. We're gonna see though. Hopefully that works out.
hey, can you hit the focus on my camera? By the way, you just hit that guy.
Nah, just fix it.
I don't know how to.
You just got to keep moving around. It'll get you eventually. Yeah. Yeah, because Marcos is blurry. Yo, shouts to Dalton, man. Cheers to him. Cheers to you, Jason. Hey,
Cheers.
however, I don't know how to act around sober people. Well,
That's all right. I'm not sober. I'm just don't
sober
drink
from
alcohol.
drinking people.
Yeah.
I was about to say that, but I didn't want to put you out
Can
there.
I smell it?
Yeah.
Was it whiskey?
That's
That
how
is
I am with
whiskey.
cigarettes. I won't smoke cigarettes, but I'll sniff the fuck out of them
It
things.
smells smooth. It smells really smooth.
Bro, we should fucking we should somehow make this into a vapor. And then
There's
just,
probably whiskey vapes.
I think there
There's
is.
got to be.
Probably is. Probably hurts like a motherfucker. Salud.
Ugh.
Oh,
There
is
was
this, is this that Texas stuff they slow down, that hip hop?
Chopped and screwed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I watched a documentary about it.
Oh,
Yeah,
which one did you watch?
About the Houston shop. His brother.
But when DJ Screw, but was it like, did they have like some animated shit in it?
I don't think so.
Oh,
Is there more
man.
than one on Netflix? It was
Oh,
great.
it's on
was an
Netflix.
explosion.
Yeah, I didn't wind up watching the one on Netflix. There, the
Maybe it was
same
Hip
time.
Hop Evolution. I
Yeah,
think it
Hip
was
Hop Evolution. Yeah. there was a whole. It was definitely at least an episode that they had the thing, and I watched it a little bit, but at the same time that it came out,
Yeah.
there was a YouTube guy that had produced a documentary on it, man, and I'm fucking killer. I wish I knew his fucking name so I could plug
Yeah.
it right now, because that was like, it was like ultimate. Like it was like, wow, this is what should be produced for DJ Screw, like for the whole fucking
Yeah.
Screw movement, everything, bro. But it was, yeah. But nah,
That was Houston, right?
100%.
Yeah. Houston's a bigger city.
100%.
Austin?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Gigante.
it's right behind. It's New York, LA, and Houston.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's
I don't know the order right now because there's been a lot of migration, you know, through the big cities. Everybody's trying to get out of New York. Everybody's trying to
Yeah.
get out of LA. So
Yeah.
it's like, I mean, I don't know. People from Houston, don't. I wouldn't say don't normally leave.
Do you prefer Dallas over Houston?
Are you? Get out of here.
I don't know.
Absolutely not.
No?
No, I'm from the Houston area, so it's
Okay.
like, yeah, like Houston and Dallas have a total beef. You know what I'm saying? Just because
it's like
of the
my
culture.
hometown to Toronto, but it's based on like the football, the CFL.
It's kind of the same.
Yeah.
it's kind of the same.
It's
The
a reason to fight the neighbors.
right?
Yeah.
So the problem is, Houston had a football team back in the day, and they were called the Oilers. They wound up selling them to Tennessee, and years later became the Texans. Right in that transitionary time, I became a Dallas fan, a Dallas Cowboys fan,
What year
because
is
shit, ain't no telling.
Was it a good year for cheerleaders? Because we used to have.
It's
the
always a
posters.
good year for cheerleaders for Dallas.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's a staple.
Yeah,
Count
the,
on it.
the
Set
Dallas
the standard.
Cowboys cheerleaders are a staple. 100%. I was really young, and so I became a Cowboys fan. Then they brought the Texans in, And I'm not a fan of the Texans. Great name, horrible franchise.
What were the colors?
It's red, white, and blue
Okay.
of the Texans
Yeah.
and the Oilers too. Really, the Oilers were more of a lighter blue. Like I got the Oilers tatted on me, bro. Like I still fuck with the Oilers heavy because that's an original Houston team. You know what I'm saying? And I got my fucking Astros. Like every Houston team I fuck with heavy.
Do they have an NHL team?
NHL, yes, the
In
Stars.
Texas? Yeah, that's right.
The Stars, Houston Stars.
Houston Stars.
And then is it the Dallas Stars?
Yeah, it's Dallas.
Yeah, it's Dallas Stars. Houston it's the Arrows.
Arrows.
Is it the Arrows?
I never even heard of that.
Marcos, come
Is that
on,
a
bro.
minor league?
Yeah, it is minor league. It's definitely it's not NHL. It's not NHL.
Lubbock had the
Have you ever
Cotton
been to a hockey
Kings.
game?
Yes, I've been to a fucking. I
Okay.
love hockey, bro. Hey, so I went to a Ovechkin's game in DC when he got his 700th.
I don't know. I don't even watch hockey.
What?
I don't watch any sports. I know I'm one of the most un-Canadian
Canadians in the wild. Don't ask me about hockey then. You fucking
No.
ass. Like,
No.
Bro, the best thing about hockey to me, I've actually gone to no, you know what? I don't think it is the Dallas Stars. Whoever the fuck plays at the HEB Center in Leander or Clear, what is it called? Cedar Park. There's an HEB arena in Cedar Park, and they have the lower level hockey shit there, bro. Awesome. All I want to do at a hockey game is I want to go to the fucking glass, beat the shit out of it. I just want everybody to kill each other out there.
Yeah.
Like, do it. It's a fucking coliseum. Like, if nobody dies, it's a bad game.
Yeah. No. Hey, have you seen the movie Slapshot?
Bits and pieces.
Yeah, it's a great hockey movie.
I'm the worst person to ask, have you seen this movie?
Really?
Yeah.
I thought you strike me as maybe like a pop culture junkie.
I'm pretty good at pop culture. However, when it comes to movies, not a lot.
That's what comics do during the day. They go see movies.
Really?
Yeah, so I'm in a theater by myself. I had to leave a kids movie one time because it was all families. I'm sitting there like Count Dracula in the middle of a packed theater full of kids, and they're kids. You know, they're all talking. They're being kids. They're there to see fucking.
I'm trying to hear the pets of life.
Yeah,
Life
it was
pets.
like that. I went rollerblading, and then I went to the movies, and the kids chatter. I was laughing. I had to. They ruined the whole fucking movie. It was insane. Just kids, mom, mom, and I'm like, oh, I just remind me to buy condoms. That's all that did.
What's the best movie you've seen recently?
Well, I was telling Marco earlier that production.
Let me only because fuck Marcos.
Oh,
Fuck you, Marcos.
wow.
He has an S on the end of his name. Like you would think
Marcos?
it's Marco, but it's Marcos.
Marcos.
Fuck you, Marcos.
Yeah.
What's the last name, Marcos?
Morales.
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 I like that.
Say it again.
Morales.
You got it.
Morales.
Yeah.
Right on the nose.
Yeah, no, I know a little bit of Spanish. I've done shows in Mexico. I did.
Tijuana.
No, Mexico City.
Donkey show.
I actually had a call. Jesus Trejo calls me and says, I'm in a comedy club in Mexico City and your picture's on the wall. When were you here? I'm like, yeah, I know. It's pretty
And
crazy.
how did you get out?
Oh, yeah. Well, I did have a bit of a problem in Tijuana leaving. We'd gone over to do some shows, I think, and on the way home, the police had stopped us, and me and my friend Cisco, and he was fucking, first of all, they pull us over in the middle of the day, and he's yelling at them in Spanish, and they've got guns, and there's more police showing up, and I'm kind of like, he's screaming at the police, and I'm like, this is not good.
Yeah.
And I go, what are you saying? He goes, I told him that you're a famous comedian and you're from Canada and you're embarrassing him. And they pulled out my Canadian passport, and it was like everyone, they left, didn't take anything.
Yeah.
So I think Canadian tourists spend a lot of time in Mexico, and generally I think are pretty good tourists in that country in comparison.
Well, especially in Tijuana. Tijuana, they know that like things, people come to Tijuana.
Yeah, I'm just a gringo from fucking where it snows. Like I think they wanted cash. He was not going to give them any cash.
Fuck
I
no.
know cash on me either, but
Does it snow anywhere in Mexico?
there's mountains, right?
There's mountains.
There's got to be snow in those mountains. I've seen some documentaries.
Got to be snow in those fucking mountains.
Yeah.
All right, Jason, we're going to go to your fourth hand of blackjack right now.
Okay.
You ready, Marcos?
What are we,
Been doing
2-1?
great. 2-1, it's on me.
Okay.
Your first card is a king. Your second card is a 2. That's 12, and I'm showing an ace.
The king's 10? Fuck. I need
Jesus? Yeah,
I
who
need
doesn't?
Jesus. Come on, Jesus.
Jesus says,
Jesus is telling me to
Marcos,
pull
fuck
again.
hit the card.
Yeah.
Jesus is always right. So now you got a 3, and it's 15.
Hit
I'm going to
Jason.
pull again.
Unless Marcos is voicing Jesus.
Yeah,
and then
really,
you
the
bust. But I had blackjack regardless. I already knew. Because I'm in God's good graces. Shit.
Put a word in for me. I need a place to stay.
I'll do my best, man. He's getting tired of me asking for favors.
I already get a visit to heaven to visit my mother when she dies. I helped a retarded boy this week.
Okay.
Is it Jared?
Yeah.
So I actually, yes. No, I am as well. I want to hear about Jared. Tell me about Jared, bro.
I am very excited about Jared. You know when people fuck me over, I spite them with hard work on something that I shouldn't really even care or put my time into. So the result of one situation put me into another situation, which was to take this unknown, quote, special needs comedian from Canada and coach him along up to success. What's his Patreon at now? 20 grand?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't checked it.
Check it on his. He took direction very well. He's got a short list of disabilities. You know, a terrible stutter.
Yeah.
It's
He's not Down syndrome, though.
No, he has some sort of. He does make reference. He says I'm Down syndrome in his face. I stuttered like a jackhammer. He's got some muscular things. He's got a whole list of ailments or whatever you want to call them. I don't care. I saw him be funny. I saw him get applause breaks. When I had gone back to Canada after Los Angeles had folded, I knew that I was going to be there for at least 6 months before I had to make a return. And Austin was always on the shelf for whatever reason. Mainly friends of mine were musicians that had come up here for South by Southwest and would come back and go, dude, it's fucking, I'm like, Texas? They go, it's Austin. It's different. I'm like, okay. So I made a note, never been here before, but when I was back in Toronto, these outdoor park shows that were going, the police were showing up. It was a whole thing. It was a happening. It was a movement. It was about freedom of speech, and the comedians that really wanted to do comedy at all costs and all risks were showing up at this park that turned into a big thing. From 50 people up to 500, 600 people were showing up in this public park.
Yeah.
And Jared was one of these guys that just kept showing up. And, I kind of ignored him when our first meetings just because I didn't know if he had any kind of staying power. And then a year later, I'm stuck in Canada and I see this guy coming on standby most of the time for an open spot, see if he could get on a book show. And then when he did, I would tell the other guys, I go, that was the best thing on the show. This motherfucker got 3 applause breaks, okay? Pound for pound, he's delivering the funny. I don't care the tool you use, but he's doing the thing that you guys are attempting to do.
Right.
So I had an eye on him. And then a couple other comedians from the West Coast and a half a dozen from the East Coast. I'd made a short list in my head of like, when I get to Austin, I'm going to create a bit of a utopia. My house looks a lot like this garage, studio set up, I live in my part of my house, and I wanted to make it so that comedians would. I had 2 couches for comedians to sleep on, and being Canada, the state that was in, Jared was on a short list of these guys, and I've had 2 at a time come over to do. These guys are flying over on their own dollar to do free shows, just to keep themselves from killing themselves. A lot of them are not mentally stable out of the gate. Never mind isolation, all this other shit in Canada has not been fair. Why? I've just had a friend hang himself, comedian in Puerto Vallarta on November 11th. Dear friend of mine, he'd come from Canada, worked at the Comedy Store, goes on this trip, and then it just seems like a short list over the last 8 months of heart attack, suicide, heart attack. All these motherfuckers are under 50.
I just watched a comedy special recently that says white people are the only people that kill themselves on vacation. So
Is that true?
That's true.
Boys in
I
Puerto
believe that.
Vallarta.
Yeah, right.
If you're killing yourself out there, man.
I heard that's a
there's
big
some
problem
problems.
in Thailand. A lot of people go out there to off themselves and shit. But
Thing about Thailand though is you can go out there for like $12 a day and live like a king.
yeah, I was there. I was there probably about 8-9 years ago. I just in one area. I just went with my girlfriend at the time and spent 2 weeks on the far side of this island that was way out. And but yeah, I was like, how much was our hotel for the week? She's like, $70. You know what I mean?
Crazy.
I ate pad thai for
Right.
breakfast.
Yeah.
It was so good.
Yeah, I could imagine.
And it reminded me, their setups were like the taco stands and the food truck type stuff. It was all kind of just like in a parking lot in the corner, and like, we're just going to do all this food here. They would just set up a barbecue, and then it would be selling this, that, and the other thing. But yeah, great. Super cheap. And because of the Buddhist aspect of it, the people are very smiley, and there's a warmth about them. It's really nice. They're very smiling, living what most people would consider poverty, and have the hopeful disposition. I don't know. You can't get a whole society to fake this.
No, there's
Joy.
No, there's no way. It's like,
Yeah.
but something is literally driving these people,
Yeah.
and that's like an interesting thing to even think about. It's like, what are you guys doing when we're not here?
Yeah.
Like, what is making this?
Oh, I'm sure there's
So
some
great.
scandalous, like especially Tom Segura was saying, like, and friends of mine that first generation immigrants who most of the kids I grew up with were bilingual anyway. At home they spoke
English and then Canadian, right?
no, like they Polish, Italian. It was. I heard a lot of different languages. all the
Polish a
time.
language?
Yeah. If you
I thought they spoke English.
no, it's Poland for Polish. Do you have a passport?
Yes, I have a passport, motherfucker.
Where have you taken your passport?
I have taken it to
Poland?
Hong Kong,
Hong Kong. So I gotta go
Tijuana.
there.
I've been to that's the only place off this island has been Hong Kong, but I've been to
Why'd you go to Hong Kong?
we were covering the protest whenever they were like,
It's a long flight to deal with a riot.
man, it was nuts, bro. But the wild thing about it, and that may have been, you know what? I just realized there was a podcast that just recently became limited advertisement monetization on it, and it was because I talked about this. When we went to Hong Kong in August of 2019, and when we got back, there was news stories that came out. It was like mysterious illness killing the protesters.
It's weird.
Yeah, and then next thing you
It's
know,
like 28 days later shit.
right?
You're
it
in a
was
foreign land,
exactly
like-
that.
Yeah, and you're
It
like,
was exactly that.
But it was
What?
pinpointed like right there.
It was
Made
right
everybody go
fucking
home.
there,
They
bro.
couldn't water hose
because
these
China
motherfuckers
was
home.
tired of fucking dealing with Hong Kong and their protests, and literally,
The lab was like across
like
the
when
water.
you think about it, bro, like there's been a lot of talks of
Here we go. This show's banned.
I mean, fuck it, man.
let's talk about Jesus.
I love Jesus. I will tell you that. But no, I really think it's just crazy that like we can't There was a.
It's crazy that we can't talk freely.
It's crazy that
or
we can't
you're-
talk freely.
Yeah, and because that will affect your long-term livelihood.
Right.
Yeah.
Why is this an issue?
I don't know. Maybe because enough people aren't holding up the First Amendment.
I agree with that.
Let's shut this show down.
And
Say
that's
it.
why I do
No, we're not
comedy.
shutting it down.
Say
No,
it.
we're not shutting it down.
That's
Say their name.
why I do what I do, is to test the strength of the First Amendment.
I think the First Amendment is the biggest amendment we should have as far as the Constitution, because it's
sole
just
reason I have a green card, that I worked 5 years of lawyer fees and thousands of dollars because I knew that you guys were crazy about your amendments, and one of them was the freedom of speech, and that was enough for me.
and then the freedom of press, and then you got motherfuckers like Khashoggi and people, like
Getting murdered.
Yeah, it's a jungle out there, brother. It's a jungle out
yeah.
there.
When you start crossing into other boundaries, of course things are gonna happen. I get it. Like your constitutional rights are not like carried within another country. 100% agree
They'll
with
put
that.
you in
a
prison.
lot of
for weed
American
in the
tourists
Philippines.
test that theory.
Yeah, and that's the biggest problem for
you can't
tourists.
do that to me. I'm American.
Yeah, well,
That's very
that
annoying.
yeah, you know what? That's the problem. It's like, listen, when you step into it's like you can't go into a prison wearing a bunch of fucking diamonds because they're gonna be like, "Where'd you get so many necklaces?"
Yeah, it's an American gangster with the fur coat.
Yes.
What the fuck?
Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, you
What are you
fucking idiot.
doing? Like, hey, real quick, I gotta take a piss.
Yeah.
This is gonna be the last break we take, and then we're gonna
Great.
fucking keep going with this.
Yeah.
at you. Pulling up a fucking Windows menu for no reason. I just gave Marcos a compliment. Thank God it was on break.
Fuck you, Marcos.
That's
Yeah.
everybody fucks with the engineer.
Bro, Marcos
He's
is
made me the villain.
honestly, but he deserves it.
Hey, look at anybody on any successful podcast. There has to be a heel, like a Abbott to Costello.
I'm the
The-
I'm the Ed McMahon.
Yeah, Paul Schaefer.
The Ed McMahon? You mean the Vince McMahon?
And well, I grew up with the Ed McMahon and Jim Carson was my first talk
El
show.
Mundo.
The Abbott and Costello, I don't even like. I know the reference, but
Such a
I'm not
baby. Such a
sure exactly what they did.
Tommy Boy. David Spade and Chris Farley.
You want to hear the greatest thing about Tommy Boy? Because I've never seen it all the way through.
Okay.
See, you're bad. About
Yeah, I
the
know.
movies.
I'm going to stop with the movie references.
No, but like, hey,
What do
like,
you like?
Billy Madison is where I started, like really getting into comedy films like that. Like, I feel like that was I mean, I've seen like bits and pieces of Tommy Boy, but Billy Madison was where I started. You know what I'm saying? So,
The Sandler, Happy Madison movies.
oh, I love Sandler.
What
bro.
about Fairley Brothers? You know, Ace Ventura, Something
100%.
About Mary.
Yeah. Oh, something
Yeah.
about Mary, 100%, bro.
Shallow
Yeah.
Hal.
Shallow Hal.
Yeah.
I'm not a Jack Black fan.
They
but-
tried with him.
Yeah.
They tried. They made a hard try. Which,
And
hey,
they
Jack
keep-
still
and they
does-
keep-
Yeah, King Kong. He did it. I don't know. I get it. I love the fact. Hey,
Is Jack Black Canadian?
no.
Oh.
But I did want to hate on him until I seen him headline at an outdoor music festival in England. Like
You know what? I
Kiss.
could almost, like, 100% I could bet that this guy is a good stand-up comedian. Like, I feel like he reacts
He's
better
a
to
mus-
people.
He's
got a
a
guitar.
musical comedic actor.
Right.
He's far from stand-up comedian, and he probably would say that himself. He's a comedic actor like, Jim had come up through stand-up. John Candy is a good example of Jack Black. Has that very likable, jovial, very physical, yet
in your face, like, very
yeah, but
intense,
very,
like that.
yeah. Jack is a little more aggressive, where John was like, everybody loved John Candy.
Yeah.
What?
I don't know who John Candy is.
Oh
Who's
my
John Candy?
God.
Who's John Candy?
Are you?
Oh my God.
What movie is he in? Give me a John Candy
everything
movie.
great.
I can't. All the good shit.
A John Candy movie?
Fucking
Wow.
Uncle Buck, you motherfucker.
Yeah, Uncle Buck, you motherfucker.
I know Uncle Buck,
Uncle
but I've never
Buck.
watched it.
Oh my.
Who else is John Candy?
I quit. Man, fuck this.
Uncle Buck is the one movie he's been in?
No, you can't even.
Uncle Buck is the one movie he's been in, and y'all are in love?
Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
He was
with
in Home
Steve
Alone.
Martin.
So
He
now
was
we're
the
talking
Polka
Steve Martin.
King,
Okay.
the Polka
okay,
King,
Okay. Give me my camera.
Home Alone.
Give me my camera. I'm 32 years old, folks. Like, I don't know what these old people talking about.
Yeah, but
Polka,
it's all
polka, no?
online. Everything's online. History is at your fingertips.
That
but
is
you don't.
true, but you have to search for it.
Yeah, you have no interest in John Candy.
Yeah.
I'm biased because he was such a huge, beloved Canadian.
Oh, and on
Performer.
top of it, he's Canadian. So, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm out.
Martin Short.
I do like Martin Short.
I can't believe you know who Martin. That was way down on the celebrity list, and
Yeah, Martin
like
Short.
that-
I mean, and also the other
From my
guy that was
hometown.
in that you said earlier that had all the kids in that one movie. It was like a dime a dozen or whatever the fuck.
all the children.
No, that's Steve Martin.
Steve Martin. I
But
know-
he's
I know
doing a
Steve
show
Martin.
with Martin Short. Martin Short and Steve Martin are actually doing a team up thing now. I haven't seen it. But
Yeah,
really?
They were always great on.
You know who Steve
SNL.
Carell is?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I'm not a fan.
I love him.
He's a fucking nerd.
You're a fucking nerd. Don't-
No, Steve.
Like, who the
Steve
fuck-
Carell is like, it's too. His shtick is it's flat.
faded.
You think it's flat?
It's washed out.
I could
but I've
see
heard
that
your playlist, so I can see how that.
you heard extreme
works.
white shit as
Yeah.
you were walking in.
Steve Carell is extreme white shit. I grew up with extreme white shit. I have no interest in it.
I believe. You know what? I've never seen a Steve Carell stand up.
He doesn't do stand up.
Okay, well, I love The Office,
Yeah,
and
Ricky
that
Gervais
makes
does stand up.
Yeah, fuck Gervais. He's also from
You
Britain.
don't think he's way better than Steve Carell? First of all,
I don't
Steve's
believe
got
so.
his job. Have you not seen the British
Yes, I
Office?
have.
And
Yes,
you don't
I
find
have.
that more
No.
to the point?
Here's my thing too with film. I can't listen to foreign accents for too long.
Really?
Fucks me up. Hate it.
Yeah, American.
Hate it.
Would you watch a foreign film that was subtitled?
I mean, I've watched Squid Games. I
Yeah.
don't like subtitles either. If I see
You want to
subtitles
hear
on
it in
something,
American English, or it's not happening?
it's not just that.
What about
With-
James Bond?
With chicken strips.
You know
and
what?
French
You know how many
fries.
James Bond movies I've watched?
None.
You're fucking right.
Because of the accent?
No, because I don't give a fuck. Like, I played GoldenEye on fucking Nintendo 64,
Great game.
but like beyond that, I've never watched it. If Idris Elba was 007 a day, I still wouldn't watch it.
Who's that?
You don't know who Idris Elba is?
No. Is that a lady?
No, it's a man.
Is it?
He was on Concrete Cowboys. That one movie.
Is it in the
Marcos.
Pacific Rim?
No, no.
Canceling the apocalypse.
He was
love
also
Pacific
in The Office, The
Yeah,
American
he
Office. But no, there's some movie going around right now, Marcos, and I wouldn't expect you to watch it because you're not on Black Twitter. But there is a specifically
I'm on
a
Black MySpace, though.
Black MySpace. Was that a thing?
Yeah.
I think it's
That's
all
where it
black
started.
now.
I think. Well, I must have been in that bitch.
It's blacked out now.
Yeah, it was fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Yo, you know what's bullshit about MySpace? And I feel like I'm yelling because I am. I recently found my old MySpace music page.
It's still there?
It's still there. It's still there. However, the music doesn't play. It's upsetting.
They probably unplugged a bunch of shit. It's just old cars
Yeah,
in
they
a
had to
junkyard
strip
with
it.
no motors in them. Yeah, they could. I think Justin Timberlake actually bought MySpace a number of years ago. I don't know if that's still a thing, but
Justin Timberlake was in the social network as the Napster guy, but he didn't buy MySpace. Sean Parker actually did, who played Justin Timberlake. Yeah, or who Justin Timberlake
really?
played. Yeah,
They
yeah.
all
He had
look
bought it for a
alike.
minute, and then it was like it was a whole.
They all
somebody
look alike.
misread an article that I
hilarious.
barely paid attention to.
Yeah, exactly.
I like Justin Timberlake.
I love Justin
I
Timberlake.
think
I
he's
love
good.
Justin
He's a
Timberlake.
great guy.
He does smoke. He smokes cigarettes.
You know what's unfortunate about him, and I haven't watched any of these documentaries or really read anything about it, but apparently, and you got. Hold on, I'll preface it after.
Is this to do
Which
with
makes no
Britney?
sense. Yeah, well, that's the thing. It's like they're putting him in a bad position with Britney, but they were both in a bad position at the Mickey Mouse Club, which was completely
shared
a
trauma.
fucking it was
Shared trauma.
pure fucking trauma.
Ryan Gosling too was
Ryan
in
Gosling,
that group
Yep.
from Burlington, Ontario.
You can
Canada.
he's from Ontario as well.
Canada.
Another Canadian.
Next town over.
I love Ryan Gosling. He's a good guy.
Yeah.
Well, a good actor.
Yeah.
I don't know if
He
he's a
made
good
it
guy.
He
out
was
of that
great.
group
Drive. Did you see Drive?
Yeah, I like
That
Drive.
was sick.
Honestly, hey, I'm sorry. The fucking Notebook kills.
I've never seen that.
You've never watched The Notebook?
No, I've never seen Titanic either. I know I'm going to die alone.
Yeah, it sounds like it. It sounds like you've never seen the Titanic?
No.
That's fucking nuts.
No, but I did take a.
And I'm getting all the shit. Because I don't know Uncle Buck. Like it's
Uncle Buck's way better than Titanic.
We're probably already getting laid, though. It was probably already just
Oh, okay.
happening.
No,
You know what? That makes sense. That would make sense.
Some of us had to work for it, okay?
Uncle Buck is a great movie.
Yeah, not better than Titanic. That's the Academy.
Yeah, well, I've never really watched the Academy Awards.
Neither have I, but I know there's an Academy.
Did they get an Academy? Didn't they get an Oscar?
I used to work at Academy.
What's that, a gym?
Sports and outdoors.
Sports and Outdoors.
The right stuff, the low price.
Is that kind of like a Foot Locker thing where you're selling athletic equipment or...
Yeah, but
At
think
Walmart size.
yeah,
stuff.
think of the Walmart version of Foot Locker. That's what we are.
I like to go into those stores and whip a baseball through the window and go, how much for that?
I don't have enough.
I just want the ball.
Where did it go?
I'll go get it.
What was the worst place you've ever worked?
In my stand-up career,
No, just your entire life.
I don't know.
Hey, we're friends now.
I had
Jason.
jobs that
I want to hear about your childhood.
that were more. I don't know. I never really hated to do work. It never really bothered
You
me.
love working?
I like working a lot. I sleep for 5 hours and then I work.
But you're doing what you love right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't had a day job in over 20 years.
Yeah. So what's a job? You had to have hated a job in order to work
I
for
hated
yourself.
bosses. I
Bosses.
never downplayed the task I was doing as far as like, I hate this because it's beneath me. It was more of the people that were working with kind of poisoned the situation. But shitty jobs, I don't know. Like even...
What's been the worst thing about having a boss, though? What's been the best
I
thing
don't like
about
being
your life
told what to
since
do.
you've had a boss?
Oh, not having a boss. That's number one. Number one is being able to say and do what I want and have nobody review it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the dream. That's the American dream, right?
Because fuck you, that's why.
Run that shit.
Yeah. So what's your next move, Jason?
We'll see. I've got some tours starting second week of April, starting in Canada, and then June, July, Scandinavia, and then August, Eastern Europe. So it's...
You have something at the
Across
Vulcan coming up, right?
Yeah, tomorrow night at the Vulcan, which is going to be fun. I got a message from Red Band today. He messaged me about Jared because Red Band was cool enough. I hand-fed Jared to Kill Tony's show.
Yeah.
I had to. He's fucked.
Just making out with that.
So what
He's
do you
fucked.
mean? Kill Tony's fucked?
No, my friend Jared's like, he's fucking retarded, man. But he's not retarded. I'm doing that flippantly, not to disrespect the guy, but he's a different human being and he has different things that he has. But he, as a comedian, he does that thing.
Right.
So I had to kind of coach him along up to point where he had to get on stage. So he's since become a darling to the Austin comedy scene. And I'd shot a quick commercial about promoting his GoFundMe because during his first appearance, and there's still 2 more to go, he did 3 consecutive appearances. So this disabled person is coming to fucking Texas, retarded, does 3 shows that 100 kids have been waiting to get on a lottery,
Right.
blows up the spot, gets encored back on, raps, dances to a fucking accordion, tells him that he doesn't want to leave. He loves Texas. We bought him a fucking cowboy hat, boots. The second show's going to be off the hook. We said we'd GoFundMe. Red Band posted in the episode. It went from a $2,000 limit or the goal to it's probably over $10,000 right now.
That's
So
almost
fucking
at
nuts.
10,000.
he's going
I
to
just
come
looked it up.
back here in February and just pick up where he left off and shake it up.
So have you been on Kill Tony?
No, I don't do contest stuff like that.
So is
I
that
had
what it
been.
is? Like, I don't really understand what Kill Tony is. I didn't know it was a contest.
Well, yeah, it's like any kind of game show where there's a lottery in it and there's a judging period. It's almost like a dating game meets Price is Right.
Right.
So you've got 100 hopefuls in a pen, a cage, literally. You'll see when you come in the doors.
All comedians.
All comedians from all over the country and a few others. Some guy I met from Scotland, and a guy from Ireland, and half a dozen Canadians, and a bunch of Texans, and some people from New York, LA.
Because
So
Kill Tony's a big thing.
it's the thing. It's the only thing. And I think this bottleneck through untainted, there's no executives. The structure of the show is set up for you to work within a very short space and be as efficient and polished as possible. That might lead you into a conversation that completely could elevate you into,
Right.
hey, they're not that good right now, but I can see after the conversation we have, we can groom. They're grooming him.
Yeah.
It's a platform for stars. People have gone on to open for the biggest names in comedy. Not to mention, you've got a celebrity guest that could vary from Alex Jones to fucking Russell Peters to Joe Rogan to Ari Shaffir. Like the list goes on and on. Not to mention various musicians. You know, Danny Brown's on the show numerous times, and that changes the whole dynamic. It makes it a little rock and roll when you've got people that are based there on personality, seeing people trying to get theirs across.
Right.
And with the Podfather, Red Band, and then Tony's the guy who.
Why do you call him the Podfather?
Because
I thought that was Adam Curry.
that is.
It is Adam Curry,
But to the
but-
comedy community, you
Yeah.
know, when I'd first moved to LA, I didn't know anybody. It took me like 5 years to get a conversation going to a level where I could not lose my mind. And, you know, the Joe Rogan Experience had just started when I had moved to Los Angeles. And even before that was Mark Maron's podcast.
Yeah.
Which those first 3 or 4 years of his show was great because they hear long form conversations with Attell and Louis C.K. and
Right.
a number of other guys.
Right. It was very low key because nobody like understood that
Yeah,
was going to be.
and
a
I was
thing.
getting a feed of like past and present. All these old comedians talking about. Okay, so I got a bit of a book to look at as far as what was available, and I've lost my thought again.
Oh, we were talking about how Kill Tony is like kind of
Oh.
changing the.
So
Tomorrow night in
Yeah.
Austin, Texas.
it's been great for all these young comics. You know,
He's not on Kill Tony tomorrow. You're on Kill Tony tomorrow?
no, I'm doing.
No, he's doing his show at Vulcan tomorrow.
Red Band has a show every Thursday at Vulcan called The Secret Show, which is always has, you know, whatever big guest, a comedian within 10 miles will most likely be on that show usually. But it's great. It's great. But yes, Jared came. He just left. We shot some sketches, put his commercial. Brian was cool enough to put a little video promo that we had made for his GoFundMe in the episode of Kill Tony, like in
Live.
the middle of it,
Very nice.
which was kind of cool. I go, that's kind of, so he's in good company. He needs some protection.
Yeah.
He needs some good people around him. And I told him, I go, you stand near him and him. The rest of these people, you tell them to go fuck themselves. Like he's being pulled in weird places. And
Right.
I said, don't look in your inbox. Chill out because his shit's blowing up to a certain degree. And I don't know how some people react to kill yourself, fuck your mother. You know,
Good
I'm going to
point.
come to your family. You're
Right.
you're this, that, whatever slurs
Yeah,
that he's
yeah.
dealt, whichever triggered thing. I don't need anyone spiraling out.
No, but that's a good point, man. Because there are people that would even talk to him like that. You know what I'm saying? Just off rip, because people are horrible.
People are brutal.
90% of the comments is like trolly as fuck.
Yeah.
That's,
Fortunately, I'd skimmed through his episode on YouTube, and they're very positive.
Positive,
yeah. The highest rated stuff. I don't know how
Nice.
the algorithm stuff. So, anyway, he's going to he's raised all this money, and he'll have a chance to come back here with something, because his job he does testing in Canada, oddly enough, but
What do you mean testing?
for coughs and stuff,
Coughs?
COVID.
he said it.
Oh, like
he
he's
said it.
testing people
Yeah.
for COVID. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, we could say COVID.
And we're
COVID's
banned.
Yeah, I
COVID's a
didn't know.
literal thing.
I
We
don't
can't
know.
No, we
can't
can
say a
say
V word. Dang.
Can't say
dude.
China. Can't say Hong Kong. Can't say
Man,
Taiwan.
I can't. Marcos, at some point, I'm gonna take your mic away. It's gonna be great.
At least
I can't wait for it.
one of those Build-A-Bears over the end, so he just
Yeah.
talks to the face.
Right. That's what he needs. He needs something looking at him to really just give him the what for.
Fuck you, Marcos.
Yeah. Oh, also, man, I got a fucking great shirt design that's coming out soon.
Oh, cool.
Oh man,
You doing merchandise?
I do. I just do drop ship shit through 21. But bro, I'm gonna show you. Don't show the camera, but I want to show you this fucking.
Showing your driver's license right now, apparently.
Yeah. Nah. Hey, good luck, fuckers.
I like that.
That's him spilling whiskey all over the equipment.
Is he done that before?
Oh yeah, that's literally a
follow the
screenshot
Twitter.
from. Yeah. If you follow 21 the podcast on Twitter, you'll know exactly what the fuck that is.
That font reminds me
It's called
of my.
Cooper's Black.
Is that what it is? It
Yeah.
reminds me of me being a kid. That font was used a lot in advertising.
Right.
Yeah, in the late 70s.
No, that they just did a
Fat Albert
yes.
font, like that
Yep.
kind of shit. Yeah.
They just I think it was Vice who just did it. Like they tried to do like a breakdown of fonts.
Okay.
And Cooper Black was like one of the first one they did, and it was.
Oh,
just
that's
yeah.
the designer.
Yeah. No. Cooper Black is the name of the font.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
But it's just like it's been used in so many things, and it's making a comeback.
Yeah.
To where it's so easy. I have a
Because it has a kind of graffiti
yeah
bubble.
but
Oh,
but it's
bubble.
also like very like
It's fun. It's
Yeah.
like Teletubbies,
right.
Or Barbara Papa. Do you know what Barbara Papa is?
I've
French Canadian.
I've heard of Barbara Papa.
Yeah, French Canadian children's cartoons from the 80s. Little characters.
But that's where they came up with the because I think Peppa Pig has something to do with that.
Probably a spin-off series.
Yeah. No, not a spin-off series, but but they pulled the shit from that. Like I remember hearing about that.
They were biting off of Barbara Papa?
No. That's just how they talk.
Oh.
It's like Papa Peppa. Like it was all like
Pig Latin or whatever.
I can't speak Pig Latin.
Neither can I.
I think you can.
No, I can't speak any Latin.
Not one Latin.
No, just Latin verses. And then like chicken blood and all that stuff.
What was your first video game like
You'll
in
conjure
house?
the devil.
Oh, well, I grew up at that age where Atari 2600. It was Pac-Man.
You love that shit too, Marcos?
Cuber. Yeah,
That was my first. I was like 4 or 5 when that shit came out. Or was
I
in
love
people's houses.
Dragon Slayer. Was it was one of
Yeah.
those click games like boop boop, 2 forward, 2 left. It was the first animated video game, and it was a knight, and you'd have to hit the button twice to make the sword,
Don
and if you missed the
Bluth.
cue, and yeah, it was fucking cool.
Don Bluth.
But I like pinball, all that stuff.
Bro, one of my favorite things to do is like if I do go to an arcade, like I don't even really play too many electronic games. I love pinball.
Yeah.
Pinball's fucking awesome.
Tron. Well, because you guys got pinballs.
I hate
here.
Tron.
Yes.
Tron. Yeah, pinballs.
That's great.
And we also have the cidercade.
There's 3 pinballs
Yeah,
in the cider cake.
that's like Dave and Buster's.
There's only
for
3?
drunks.
Last I counted, right? 3 pinballs in a cidercade.
Oh, yeah. I thought you said there was only 3 pinballs inside the cidercade.
No.
I was just like, fuck, why are people going there?
No.
Near the ladies' restroom, one video game. Watch out for the water. Close the door, Marjorie. We can hear your pussy farts. We're wearing open-toed shoes, and you're going to stain my toenails. Are we on?
Yeah,
Oh,
what's another old lady name just off the top? Because Marjorie was kind of hard.
Well, I was engaged to an Agnes. Wow. Yeah.
Wow.
Agnes.
How'd that feel?
I didn't. It doesn't. Nah. It could be fucking greasy piss cunt. I'd still hold her hand in public. I don't care. I'm like, I'd be bragging about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. None of that.
She
Yeah.
loves me.
Yeah, it's like
for me.
Whatever. I don't care. She has no name. She shouldn't even be talking right now. I don't want to hit her in front of everybody.
Already told her.
The only thing that keeps me hard is those black eyes.
Do you feel like
No, I feel nothing. I feel nothing. I can see you stroking your beard.
no,
going,
but because I'm interested. This is an actual like
you're not
concept
used to
that I
being
think about.
animals like me.
Oh, I'm a fucking animal, bro.
Oh no, I'm not questioning that, but I've had a very, very unique experience.
And that's what I'm in. Like I'm literally sitting here stroking like if I was in that position, like you're like, bro, you're up there just saying like the raunchiest shit,
Crazy
right?
shit,
Right.
scandalous shit.
And it's like, but there's gonna be a crowd. You know what I'm saying? That it's like, oh, he's misogynistic. He's fucking ripping us apart. Like, and you see those people while you're up there. You know what I'm saying?
Those are people who didn't Google when they bought the ticket.
Okay.
And that's part of that is important to me because if I had a bunch of fucking shitheads, it tips the scale in the direction that I'm not interested in the shithead audience.
Right.
I need some, quote, normal folk who are coming out for a night to be a little, oh, fuck me. That was unpleasant.
Let go of your inhibitions.
Some people find some sort of open.
The rain on their skin.
They feel that they, even though they're embarrassed, laughing, they never have these conversations in their home or with anybody.
Yeah.
And they're finding a way to live vicariously through somebody who would come in and tell the boss to go fuck themselves.
Right.
They're so far separated from that. And that's where another thing where I found a lot of the kids and people like Jared who was attracted to my comedy were people who've been really picked on and bullied, lack of a better word. So they would say, oh, he's giving it to society on behalf of us.
Right.
People came at me for no reason, and these motherfuckers bought a ticket, and they're getting a fucking nail bomb.
Yeah.
Nice reference.
Is there what's the nail bomb? Did I miss a reference?
It's a metal band.
Yeah. I think they just played Come and Take It.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
I
think there's some
miss
New
that?
York hardcore bands coming anyway.
Last thing I saw Come and Take It was midget wrestling.
Yeah.
It was fucking awesome.
It was sick.
Yeah?
It was fucking. Me and Marcos were there along with our friend Greg, and man, that was fucking epic.
Yeah,
And all the
they get
banditos,
airborne.
too.
Yeah.
Shout
Oh
out.
man, these
All
little
the
fuckers were
banditos.
going crazy.
It's not a feat. Just because you're a fucking little person, like, you jump 12 feet in the air. I was like, because I was old school in that aspect where Jimmy Superfly Snuka was like him off the top rope jumping, you know, I think he was a Hawaiian dude.
And then whenever they hit the ground, it was like bloop.
Oh, no, they would bounce. I didn't know that. Do you know who Trish Stratus is?
Of course, I know who Trish Stratus is.
There's a video
Fucking right.
on
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, I interviewed her for music awards in Canada. And
Really?
There's a video of me and her in a wrestling ring together.
That's fucking lit.
I thought I was going to get my neck broken, but because I got was he going to give me a pile driver? I can't. It's on YouTube anyway, but I was worried. Even though there was a bounce, what did he do? I remember getting hit, but I can't remember. Anyway,
It's on YouTube.
yeah, you just type in Jason Rouse, Trish Stratus. You'll see it.
Hey, give a quick ending to the people real quick. Where do they find you? And then we're gonna look it up on you. We're gonna end the show and look it up on YouTube live. Like we'll still be live,
Okay.
but we'll just end it because like there's no telling what kind of copywritten shit's on it.
Yeah,
So Jason, before we shut it down, tell the people where they can find you.
you can find me on the internet. If you just go into your smartphone and type in Jason Rouse, there is a laundry list of everything. But on Instagram, you can find me at Justin Beaver 666. And I've been John Candy, and you've been wonderful.
And the last thing I want to tell everybody is fuck you, Marcos.
Chunoi.